Hi there, my name is Hasmik Matevosyan and I'm the author of the book Paradigm Shift in Fashion. Several years ago, I launched the groups Paradigm Shift in Fashion on Facebook and also on LinkedIn when I was getting in touch with a lot of people after the launch of the book and the TEDx talks that I had given. And the reason that I had created these groups was to be able to connect like-minded people, to share information, to share inspiration, and help each other out when, for example, someone is searching for a supplier or anything that would help them to take the next step. After all these years, it's amazing to see that we have already so many members. It's really, really great to see. And for the people who have not met me in person or don't know me personally, I would like to tell you today a bit more about my background and the reasons behind my work. I would also like to share with you where I would like to go this year, what I would like to do, and maybe what we can do together. So people who don't know me personally, I was born in Armenia in 1987. When I was 4 years old, I experienced the Soviet Union falling apart. So the system that was guiding the whole country and organizing everything suddenly fell apart, and that was a time of scarcity and uncertainty, but at the same time it was also inspiring. First of all, I saw how people could adjust and how personal values started playing a role. For example, our teachers at the schools would still keep on teaching us all the lessons without having a salary. That's something that, of course, I learned later on. But the experience that I had back then of how people could adjust, and also now to see how the country has regrouped itself and how everything is working, was very inspiring. In that time, when I was 5 years old, my mom also was knitting clothes for customers. That was a time that we had to make money to survive, and that was actually the inspiration of why I went into fashion. I remember her customers coming into our home a bit distant or a bit arrogant, you could say, and at the moment that my mom would give them the vest or the sweater or something that she had needed especially for them, suddenly their behavior would change and they would smile and become much more friendly and feel comfortable to open up. And back then I thought how amazing it was that fashion has the ability, or clothes have the ability, to give us such a positive feeling and to help us actually treat other people in such a nice way. So that was the first inspiration. And my mom, after that, started teaching me how to knit. I was 6 years old when she taught me how to make the first patterns and how to make for my first jacket, which was amazing experience back then. When I was 13, our family became refugees, and that was something that lasted for 8 years. It was a time of uncertainty and insecurity, of course, but it was also an experience during which I got in touch with a lot of people from different countries. So I started understanding many cultures, I learned languages, and in that period I had the realization of how important time is, and a next realization that even though I was used to certain ways of talking and behaving, there are also other ways, and that inspired me to shape myself in a way that I believed was right. So when we received our residence permit in the Netherlands, I was able to study further, and of course I went to study fashion at an art academy. And it was in the second year where I found out how polluting the industry was. So I didn't know about that before. Before, it was always the thought that fashion can give this amazing feeling and can help you change from within and feel safe and loved. And suddenly I started realizing how polluting and harming the industry was at the same time. That was very shocking for me, but also the reason I started researching on how we can improve things. How could I create clothes that would make people feel good and safe and loved, and at the same time, instead of harming, also help other people who are creating or sewing the clothes and boost the biodiversity and make the animals feel safe and not harm them in any way. After 4 years of research on fashion, sustainability, innovation, business models, societies, the research went quite deep. I was ready to write a book, but there was a time that I was still searching for my role in the society. After having been in a survival mode for so many years, I was quite insecure about where I belong. At the same time, I saw how much was going wrong in the fashion industry, and I felt like I really need to share those solutions that I came with or that I found out. One of my friends actually gave me the last push, whereby she said, you just let go of all your insecurities and write the book and send it into the world. The rest is not up to you. Thanks to crowdfunding that has been supported by so many people back then, I was able to actually publish the book, and I'm really grateful for that experience, because once I had gotten the thoughts and the systems and the solutions out of my head, suddenly I started connecting with people who were thinking just like me all around the world, and it would have never been possible without the crowdfunding or without the talk with my friends. The past 4 years, I actually took a step back, because I had given everything that I had researched, and now suddenly it was time for me to understand who I was, because I had no idea after all that. The past 4 years, I went over approximately 60 books. I worked at a company in the financial world, whereby I not only understood what my strengths and weaknesses are as a professional, but also as a person. And that was an amazing experience, and it helped me also realize the reasons behind what I do. Several years back, one of my aunts, she actually wanted to launch videos whereby she would help people who had cancer on how to eat and how to think and how to make yourself feel better. She never did that because she thought nobody would listen to her, or the videos, the quality wasn't good enough, and she passed away, and she never gave what she had to give. It was difficult, but at the same time, every single time when I want to give something, I don't hold myself back anymore. So I just give it at the moment that I can, and whether it's perfect or not is a second thought that comes to my mind. At least I don't let it limit me. The plans for this year actually are to share everything that I've learned, the tools and the skills and the knowledge, the inspiration that I have gained with the people that I know. And from this year on, I will not only be communicating in English, which was the language in which I was communicating so far. I'm also going to share everything I know in Armenian and Russian, and hopefully soon also Greek, since I'm living in Cyprus now, to democratize knowledge. I know that if I was the same person in Armenia with the thoughts and the vision and everything that I had, I would have not been able to publish my book or share my thoughts at the TEDx platform and all the lectures that came on after that. So this year, it's all about sharing, and it's all about connecting. And since today is my birthday, I would like to ask you also to share who you are in this group, to say where you can help people with. So what is your specialty? What can you share? And at the same time, please feel free to ask for help. Ask others to help you with the next step that you need to take in your professional or personal life. Thanks a lot, guys, for being part of this group, and I'm really looking forward to connect and to see what will happen by the end of this year. Have a good day.